Hello, and welcome back to day 11 of reading the Bible in 52 weeks. Woo! Lord, please open our eyes as I read your word today. Please guide us to the truth. Amen. Let's go. And we'll be reading Genesis 36 through 39. These are the family records of Hellllooo. Hellllooo took his wives from the Canaanite women, Ada, daughter and Elon of Hethite, Oholibamah's daughter of Anah and granddaughter of Zibeon the Hivite, and Basemath, daughter of Ishmael and sister of Nebaioth. Ada bore Eliphath to Hellllooo. Basemath bore Reu, and Oholibamah bore Jush, Jalam, and Kor. These were Hellloo's sons, who were born to him in the land of Canaan. Hellloo took his wife's sons and daughters and all the people of his household, as well as his herds and all the livestock and all the property he had acquired to Canaan. He went to a land away from his brother Jacob, for their possessions were too many for them to live together, and because of their herds, the land where they stayed could not support them. So Hellloo lived in the mountains of Seir. These are the family records of Hellloo, father of the Edomites in the mountains of Seir. These are the names of Hellloo's sons: Eliphaz, son of Hellloo's wife Ada, and Reu, son of Hellloo's wife Basemath. The sons of Eliphaz were Teman, Omar, Zepho, Gatam, and Kenaz. Timnah, a concubine of Hellloo's son Eliphaz, bore Amalek to Eliphaz. These are the sons of Hellloo's wife Ada. These are Reuel's sons, Nath, Zerah, Shema, and Mizah. These are the sons of Hellloo's wife Basemath. These are the sons of Hellloo's wives Oholibamah, daughter of Anah and granddaughter of Zibeon. She bore Jush, Jalam, and Kor to Edom. These are the chiefs among Hellloo's sons, the sons of Eliphaz, Hellloo's firstborn, Chief Teman, Chief Omar, Chief Zepho, Chief Kenaz, Chief Korah, Chief Gatam, and Chief Amalek. These are the chiefs descended from Eliphaz in the land of Edom. These are the sons of Ada. These are the sons of Reuel, Ada's son, Chief Nadab, Chief Zerah, Chief Shema, and Chief Mizah. They are the chiefs descended from Reuel in the land of Edom. These are the sons of Hellloo's wife Basemath. These are the sons of Hellloo's wife Oholibamah, Chief Jush, Chief Jalam, and Chief Korah. These are the chiefs descended from Hellloo's wife Oholibamah, daughter of Anah. These are the sons of Hellloo, and these are their chiefs. These are the sons of Seir and Horite, the inhabitants of the land: Lotan, Shobal, Zibeon, Anah, Dishon, Ezer, and Dishan. These are the chiefs among the Horites, the son of Seir in the land of Edom. The sons of Lotan were Hori and Heman. Timnah was Lot's sister. These are Shobal's sons: Avlan, Manahath, Abel, Shibal, and Onam. These are Zinean's sons: Aya and Anah. These were Anah who found the hot springs in the wilderness while he was pasturing the donkeys of his father's Zibeon. These are the children of Anah, Dishon and Oholibamah, daughter of Anah. These are Dishon's sons: Heman, Eshban, Ithran, and Shiran. These are Esrod's son, Bilhan, Zavan, and Akan. These are Dishon's sons, Uz and Aran. These are the chiefs among the Horites: Chief Lotan, Chief Shobal, Chief Zibeon, Chief Anah, Chief Dishon, Chief Ezer, and Chief Dishon. These are the chiefs among the Horites, clan by clan, in the land of Seir. These are the kings who reigned in the land of Edom before any king resigned over the Israelites. Bela, son of Beer, reigned in Edom. The name of the city was Dinhabah. When Bela died, Jopah, son of Zerah from Bozrah, resigned in his place. When Jopah died, Husham from the land of the Timnites reigned in his place. When Husham died, Hadan, son of Bedan, reigned in his place. He defeated Midian in the field of Moab. The name of the city was Avith, where Hadad died. Samlah from Mashkah reigned in his place. When Samlah died, Shaul from Rehoboth on the Euphrates River reigned in his place. When Saul died, Bahanan, son of Angbar, reigned in his place. When Bahanan, son of Angbar, died, Hadan reigned in his place. His city was Pau, and his wife's name was Mehetabel, daughter of Major, daughter of Zahab. These are the names of Isu's chiefs according to their families and their locations by their name. Chief Timnah, Chief Alva, Chief Lebat, Chief Ohalemahah, Chief Elah, Chief Penin, Chief Kinda, Chief Tinim, Chief Mibzar, Chief Magdal, and Chief Aram. These are Edom's chiefs according to their settlements in the land they possessed. Isu was father of the Edomites. Jacob lived in the land where his father had stayed, the land of Canaan. These are the family records of Jacob. At 17 years of age, Joseph tended sheep with his brothers. The young man was working with the sons of Bilhah and Zilpah, his father's wives, and he brought a bad report about them to their father. Now Israel loved Jacob more than his other sons because Joseph was a son born to him in an old age, and he made a long sleeve robe for him. When his brothers saw that their father loved him more than all his brothers, they hated him and could not bring themselves to speak peacefully to him. Then Joseph had a dream. When he told it to his brothers, they hated him even more. He said to them, "Listen to this dream I had. There we were, binding sheaves of grain in the field. Suddenly my sheaf stood up, and your sheaves gathered around it and bowed down to my sheep. Are you really going to reign over us?" His brothers asked him, "Are you really going to rule us?" So they hated him even more because of his dream and what he had said. Then he had another dream and told it to his brothers. "Look," he said, "I had another dream, and this time the sun, moon, and 11 stars were bowing down to me." He told his father and brothers, and his father rebuked him. "What kind of dream is this that you had?" He said, "Am I and your mother and your brothers really going to come and bow down to the ground before you?" His brothers were jealous of him, but his father kept the matter in mind. His brothers had gone to pasture their father's flocks at Shechem. Israel said to Jacob, "Your brothers, are pasturing the flocks of Shechem. Get ready, I'm sending you to them." "I'm ready," Joseph replied. Then Israel said to him, "Go and see how your brothers and the flocks are doing, and bring word back to me." So he sent him from the Hebron Valley, and he went to Shechem. A man found him there, wandering in the field, and asked, "What are you looking for?" "I'm looking for my brothers," Joseph said. "Can you tell me where they are pasturing their flocks?" "They've moved on from here," the man said. "I heard them say, 'Let's go to Dothan.'" So Joseph set out his brothers and found them at Dothan. They saw him in the distance, and before he had reached them, they plotted to kill him. They said to one another, "Oh, look, here comes the dream expert. So now come on, let's kill him and throw him into one of the pits. We can say that a vicious animal ate him, then we'll see what becomes of his dreams." When Reuben heard this, he tried to save him from them. He said, "Let's not take his life." Reuben also said to them, "Don't shed blood, throw him into the pit of the wilderness, but don't lay a hand on him, intending to rescue him from them and return him to his father." When Joseph came to his brothers, they stripped off Joseph's robe, the long sleeve robe that he had on. Then they took him and threw him into the pit. The pit was empty without water. They sat down to eat a meal, and when they looked up, there was a caravan of Ishmaelites coming from Gilead. Their camels were carrying an aroma gun, balsam, and rain going down to Egypt. Judah said to his brothers, "What do we gain if we kill our brother and cover up his blood? Come on, let's see him to the Ishmaelites and not lay a hand on him, for he is our brother, our own flesh." And his brothers agreed. When Mennonite traders passed by, his brothers pulled Joseph out of the pit and sold him for 20 pieces of silver to the Ishmaelites, who took Joseph to Egypt. When Reuben returned to the pit and saw that Joseph was not there, he tore his clothes. He went back to his brothers and said, "The boy is gone. What am I going to do?" So they took Joseph's robes, slaughtered a male goat, and ripped the robe in his blood. They sent the long-sleeved robe to the father and said, "We found this. Examine it. Is it your son's robe or not?" His father recognized it. "It is my son's robe," he said. "A vicious animal has devoured him. Joseph's have been torn to pieces." Then Jacob tore his clothes, put sackcloth around his waist, and mourned for his son many days. All his sons and daughters tried to comfort him, but he refused to be comforted. "No," he said, "I will go down to Shalom to my son mourning." And his father wept for him. Meanwhile, the Mennonites told Joseph in Egypt to Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh and the captain of the guards. At that time, Judah left his brothers and settled near the Adullamite named Herod. Then Judah saw the daughter of Canaanite named Shua. He took her as a wife and slept with her. She conceived and gave birth to a son, and he named him She conceived again and gave birth to a son and named him Onan. She gave birth to another son and named him Shelah. It was at Shebed that she gave birth to him. Judah got a wife for her firstborn, and her name was Tamar. Now Judah's firstborn, was evil in the Lord's sight, and the Lord put him to death. Then Judah said to Onan, "Sleep with your brother's wife, perform your duty as her brother-in-law, and produce offspring for your brother." But Onan knew that the offspring would not be his. So whenever he slept with his brother's wife, he released his semen on the ground, so that he would not produce offspring for his brother. What he did was evil in the Lord's sight, so he put him to death also. Then Judah said to his brother-in-law Tamar, "Remain a widow in your father's house until my son Shelah grows up," for he thought he might die too, like his brothers. So Tamar went to live in her father's house. After a long time, Judah's wife, the daughter of Shua, died. When Judah had finished mourning, he and his friend Herod the Adullamite went up to Timnan to his sheep shearers. Tamar was told, "Your father-in-law is going up to Timnan to shear his sheep." So she took off her widow's clothes, veiled her in the face, covered herself, and sat at the entrance of Enaim, which is on the way to Timnan. For she saw that, though Shelah had grown up, she had not given to him a wife. When Judah saw her, he thought she was a prostitute, for she had covered her face. He went over to her and said, "Come, let me sleep with you," for he did not know that she was his daughter-in-law. She said, "What will you give me for sleeping with me?" "I will send you a young goat from my flock," he said. But she said, "Only if you leave something with me until you send it." "What should I give you?" he asked. She answered, "Your signet ring, your cord, and the staff in your hand." So he gave them to her and slept with her, and she became pregnant by him. She got up and left, then removed her veil and put her widow's clothes back on. When Judah sent the young goat by his friend, the Adullamite, in order to get back the items he had left with the woman, he could not find her. He asked the man of the place, "Where is the cult prostitute who was beside the road at Enaim?" "There has been no cult prostitute here," they answered. So the Adullamite returned to Judah, saying, "I couldn't find her, and besides, the man of the place said there has been no cult prostitute here." Judah replied, "Let her keep the items for herself, otherwise we will become a laughing stock. After all, I did send this young goat, but you couldn't find her. About 3 months later, Judah was told, "Your daughter-in-law Tamar had been acting like a prostitute, and now she is pregnant. Bring her out," Judah said, "and let her be burned to death." As she was being brought out, she sent her father-in-law this message, I am pregnant by the man to whom these items belong." And she added, "Examine them. Whose signet ring, cord, and staff are these?" Judah recognized them and said, "She is more in the right than us, since I did not give her to my son Shelah, and he did not know her intimately again." When the time came for her to give birth, there were twins in her room. As she was giving birth, one of them put out his hand, and the midwife took it and tied a scarlet thread around it, announcing, "This one came out first." But then he pulled his hand back. Out came his brother and said, "What a breakout you have made for yourself." So he was named Perez. Then his brother, who had the scarlet thread tied around his hand, came out and was named Zerah. Now Joseph had been taken to Egypt, and an Egyptian named Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh and the captain of the guards, brought him to the Ishmaelites who had brought him there. The Lord was with Joseph, and he became a successful man, serving in the household of his Egyptian master. When his master saw the Lord was with him, and the Lord made everything he did successful, Joseph found favor with his master and became his personal attendant. Potiphar also put him in charge of his household and placed all that he owned under his authority. From the time that he put him in charge of his household and all that he owned, the Lord blessed the Egyptian's house because of Joseph. The Lord's blessing was on all that he owned in the house and his fields. He left all that he owned under Joseph's authority. He did not concern himself with anything except the food he ate. Now Joseph was well built and handsome. After some time, of his master's wife looked longingly at Joseph and said, "Sleep with me," but he refused. "Look," he said to his master's wife, "with me here, and my master does not concern himself with anything in the house, and he has put all that he owns under my authority. No one in this house is greater than I am. He has withheld nothing from me except you, because you are his wife. So how could you do this immense evil, and how could I sin against God?" Although she spoke to Joseph day after day, he refused to go to bed with her. Now one day he went into the house to do his work, and none of the household servants were there. She grabbed him by his garment and said, "Sleep with me." But leaving his garment in her hand, he escaped and ran outside. When she saw that he had left his garment with her and had run outside, she called her household servants. "Look," she said to them, "my husband brought a Hebrew man to make fools of us. He came to me so he could sleep with me, and I screamed as loud as I could. When he heard me screaming for help, he left his garment beside me and ran outside." She put Joseph's garment beside her until his master came home. Then she told him the same story. "The Hebrew slave you brought to us came to make a fool of me, but when I screamed for help, he left his garment beside me and ran outside." When his master heard the story, his wife told him, "These are the things your slave did to me." He was furious and had him thrown into prison where the king's prisoners were confined. So Joseph was there in prison. But the Lord was with Joseph and extended kindness to him. He granted him favor with the prison warden. The warden put all the prisoners who were in the prison under to Joseph's authority, and he was responsible for everything that was done there. The warden did not bother with anything under Joseph's authority because the Lord was with him, and the Lord made everything that he did successful.